Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, friends. You know what time it is. It's Babylon 5 time. And this time we'll be watching Season 2, Episode 15, and now for a word. Nothing to it but to do it, friends. If you could do me a very quick favor, though, hit that like button, smash the subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. All of that really helps out a small channel, and it allows me to alert you next time it's time for Babylon 5, or any of our sci-fi fare. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. And if you're not a fan of Patreon, consider YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes at least a day early. But my dear friends, all that is then and this is now, and now it's time to once again return to the stars with John and company as we watch Babylon 5 Season 2 Episode 15, and now for a word. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And away we go.
We interrupt our regular evening schedule to bring you the following special program.
In the 100 or so years since humanity went to the stars, we've established outposts and colonies on over 24 worlds.
Oh my God.
Only the Mars colony, plagued by scattered groups of separatists who have used acts of terror to intimidate the Earth-loyal majority, has proven more controversial than the Earth Alliance station, Babylon 5.
What?
Babylon 5 has defied the odds and continued to operate as a free port.
Look at all this stuff.
Recent polls indicate a growing dissatisfaction with the time, money, and effort consumed by this spaceborne community.
What?
An ISN crew and I recently spent 36 hours aboard Babylon 5. In the process of putting this report together, it didn't take us long to learn the most important rule of survival aboard Babylon 5. Expect the unexpected.
That was all one take. That was pretty impressive.
Centauri vessel Malios, break off!
Natog! Natog!
Oh!
A terrible explosion, a conspiracy involving several of these individuals, lies, deception.
What?
36 hours, sponsored by Interplanetary Expeditions, exploring the past to create a better future.
Oh my God, there's a lot of information. I'm going to try to focus, though. Well, just as I say that, John goes to tell us about Babylon 5. All right, so it looks like we're going to have about a smear job here by ISN, it looks like, anyway, because I can't imagine that. How can you paint our command crew in an unfavorable light? I mean, you can, but you're definitely doing it deliberately because this is a very competent team. Oh my God. I never thought about, public opinion.
This is the story of the last of the Babylon stations. The year is 2259. The name of the place is
Babylon 5. Oh boy, oh boy. So there looks like there's going to be a ton of information that we may like off-station information, like interplanetary network, as far as being the sponsor. I'm going to try to catch all that in editing so I can focus a little bit more because I have been taking too many notes again. And I have to remember I watched this again in editing. Cut to 5 minutes from now, I'm like, oh, page 4 notes.
30 minutes ago, a Narn vessel opened fire on a Centauri transport without warning or explanation.
They're at war.
Of the dead and wounded are being brought to this central docking area for transfer to various med lab facilities on Babylon 5, which are already working beyond maximum capacity.
There's Franklin.
Keep his head elevated 30 degrees minimum or he'll choke on his own blood.
Can you say what...
This is triage.
Cynthia Torkman, ISN News, do you have any comment on what just happened here?
No comment at this time. Doctor, we dispatched a fighter wing to apprehend them. We won't know anything more until they're in protective custody. If you will excuse me, please.
This is exactly the kind of behavior that endangers the very purpose.
Oh boy.
This place is dedicated to finding peaceful solutions to our problems.
I hate your black jacket, Londo. You look so much better in purple.
And though we mourn our own losses, we have felt strongly about our friends from Earth.
Oh boy.
Are you saying your government sanctioned this attack?
No.
Do you think attacks of this nature put everybody aboard Babylon 5 in unnecessary jeopardy?
We are already in far greater jeopardy than you can possibly imagine.
Nice.
What does it take to call a place like this home?
Well, it's,
Oh, hey, there he is.
it gets crazy around here sometimes. You get 50, 60 ships a day coming through here, loading and unloading.
I love them bringing back old people.
Overall, I've found this to be
Look
a
at
good
this.
working environment.
I don't even know if I ever knew his name.
You enjoy working with everyone?
Yes. It's a calm, pleasant environment. I don't think I've ever seen anyone get upset here.
You don't have to be crazy to work here, but it helps. I suppose there is a...
Silver Star. I didn't know that.
When Babylon 5 went online in 2257, odds makers from New Vegas to Lords of London were predicting it wouldn't last 6 months.
Well, they had a pretty good history. Explosions and disappearances.
She was a real beauty. One of the first Omega-class destroyers to come off the construction line after the war.
You guys told me Omega class, yeah.
Babylon 5 has been through some dramatic changes in administration since it became operational. Would you attribute these changes to bad management? Or to quote former Senator Hidoshi,
Former senator.
Changes are part of the military life.
Hidoshi's out.
You know what the folks back home don't understand? The ones who've never left Earth. It's just how dangerous space can be.
Yeah.
Living your days and nights in a big tin can surrounded by a vacuum.
Yep.
It's just a kid, maybe 17. A buddy of mine was messing around and zipping through the halls. And he hid in one of the airlocks. He must have hit the wrong button because the air doors slammed shut, space doors opened, and he just flew out into space.
Dear God.
You could see that he was trying to breathe, but there was nothing.
Wow.
A lot of people make jokes about spacing somebody, about shoving somebody out an airlock. I don't think it's funny.
Wow, that might have been one of Franklin's best scenes.
given its cost in lives and money, is Babylon 5 serving any useful purpose, or, as we're about to see, is the whole thing falling apart at the seams?
Oh boy.
It was secretly transferring weapons of mass destruction to ships bound for the front lines where they were to be used in the war against our people.
Oh boy.
Even if it means shutting down Babylon 5 completely.
Wow. So they're painting the Centauri as friends and the Narn as antagonists.
How much time and money should be invested in a project that seems perpetually bogged down in non-human conflict? So we took that question to Senator Ronald Quantrell.
I haven't seen this guy.
The Babylon project was conceived right after the Earth-Minbari War. At that time, the idea of a diplomatic station designed to keep anything like that from happening again was very appealing.
And now?
We're not at war.
If the Earth-Minbari War started today, I think things might have gone a little differently.
You think? Come on, dude. That kind of statement, it does no favors.
Well, with all due respect to Senator Quantrell, speaking as someone who did his part in the front lines,
yeah.
And we haven't anywhere near the level of technology we would need in the event of another major conflict.
Good job, John.
We could hold our own against the Minbari, the Centauri, and God forbid, the Vorlons. Is just plain kidding himself.
Didn't include the Narn.
You just wait a few years and you'll hear from everyone who thought that we could have won if they'd have done the fighting.
Except, of course, Captain, we didn't lose the war.
Sure.
When the captain is otherwise engaged with diplomatic or business affairs, this place is under the watchful eye of its perky and energetic...
Perky?
Commander Ivanova, would you mind telling us what it is you're doing here?
Ivanova?
The hazmat team outside is checking the debris for any unusual levels of radiation or trace elements.
Cool.
I'm sure there's more to your story than that. Yes.
the perky Susan.
Every day, I get up and I hope nothing will happen. I'd love to be just bored out of my skull for 24 hours.
She's gonna edit the shit out of this.
But at the end of the day, everything that we've gone through here for the past few years will mean something.
You know, the screen behind him doesn't cycle through the same information. There's different information being popped up. That's so cool. Little touch.
But aliens make up roughly 42% of Babylon 5's population.
I didn't know it was that little, actually.
Proving once again that beauty and the beast are in the eye of the beholder.
She's actually doing a great job with this.
Probably the most elusive of all the aliens is Ambassador Koshnaranik, a representative of the Vorlon Empire sent here roughly 2 years ago.
Last name?
fact, 3 expeditions sent into Vorlon space over the years have never returned. The Vorlon government said they had met with accidents and suggested no further expeditions.
Strongly suggest it.
Cynthia Torkman, ISN News. Can we ask you a few questions? Ambassador Kosh! Did we get that? Tell me we got that.
Yes, and you ruined it by asking.
We are the 7th planet from our sun. Because our world is rich with crystalline deposits, many of our cities are cut directly out of crystal formations.
Oh, wow.
Your appearance, though, isn't...
Yeah, here we go.
I volunteered for this change, in the hope that it would lead to a better understanding between our peoples.
Over 250,000 humans were killed in the war with your people.
It's an overture.
I think they would feel hurt.
Okay.
Betrayed. That by assuming a human face, you're taking a part of us you're not entitled to.
So this is an opinion piece. Got it.
People who were killed in the war with your people, and now see a Minbari with a human face.
I'm sorry.
Delenn, you can handle her.
The Babylon 5 Advisory Council and the League of Non-Aligned Worlds have been convened to hear this update. We've been given permission to record these proceedings in the council chamber.
And now, thanks to Commander Ivanova's...
It's great camera work in this episode, too.
...that she was carrying fusion bombs and support equipment for ion cannons, mass drivers, and heavy energy weapons!
Look at that uni.
That Babylon 5 is neutral territory and is not to be used as a staging ground or a munitions depot.
Or a transfer point.
The risk to Babylon 5 is minimal.
Oh, we've already seen your minimal risk, Ambassador.
Yeah.
There are 7 more Centauri vessels berthed outside, and I have reason to believe that they also carry weapons of mass destruction to be used against our people.
Oh, boy.
This is Babylon 5 space, and here we have sovereign rights.
Our ships will defend themselves against any who try to seize them.
Alrighty.
Then how do you intend to? What the hell?
Captain, we need you in CNC. We've got a shooting war going on out here.
Oh my god, especially with this camera crew here. Absolutely fantastic.
As we speak, our vid systems are being plugged into the station's external cameras and communication systems, and we should be seeing...
Coming in. Reading 5. Repeat 5. Incoming hostiles.
This is a really imaginative episode. Very, very cool. We're getting a ton of information.
Copy. You are ordered to surrender, or we will open fire.
No, no, no. Oh, don't get involved.
Damage report.
Levels ground 90 through 92 report damage. Hull breach in blue 70. Dropping pressure to...
You should have Jakar and Londo in CNC.
Negative. Hostile forces continue to fire at each other. They've started targeting our ships.
Or you need a witness.
Ambassadors Londo and Jakar in the link. They're saying that if we open fire on their vessels, they'll consider it an act of war.
Oh, for sake, man.
Screw them. We have 250,000 people here to defend. If they won't stop this, we will.
Go to disable.
Fire at will.
Roger, Babylon Control.
Oh, shit.
Target engines and navigation if possible. But if you have to take them out, do it.
Yeah. Just try not to take him out. Don't shoot against Babylon 5, dude.
Got it. Box away.
There you go.
Bring them in and throw them in the brig. And I want every one of those ships scanned for weapons. And tell Ambassadors Jakar and Londo I want to see them in chambers now.
What if they refuse?
Then you can throw them in the...
John, do your thing, man. She's gonna show it as she wants to anyway.
Is the Narn-Centauri War, which over the past several months has grown into a conflict which threatens to spill into other systems.
Of course it does.
Roughly 150 of your years ago, the Centauri came to our world. Narn was a green and fertile place then. We greeted them in peace and spent the next 100 years in chains.
Oh, man.
Hope. We formed a resistance, learned their secrets, turned their own machines against them, and finally drove them from our world.
I want a fact-based recount of that war.
One day my father spilled a cup of hot jala on the mistress of the house, and she had him killed. They took him out, tied his hands together, and hung him from a jalwa tree for 3 days.
Jesus!
Because the land is strategically valuable, because there are resources that can be cultivated and exploited, but most of all...
Yeah, they said they strip mined there.
There are humans for whom the words, never again, carry special meaning. as they do for us.
So you're saying that the Centauri originally came to help the Narn?
Of course. And at considerable expense.
Uh-huh.
More and more irrational have gone out of their way to harm us, to seize Centauri territory. Finally, we had to take a stand.
Oh my God.
We want only peace. Both sides say the same thing, but as we've just seen, the reality is anything but peaceful.
They're just proving pro-human beliefs.
Mackie, do we still have a feed from the external monitors? Are they online?
Jesus, dude.
If we don't act in our own defense, we invite the same from others.
Centauri cruiser is arming weapons, opening her gun ports.
The cruiser will blockade Babylon 5 until our ships are returned to Centauri custody intact and unopened.
Oh my God.
But if provoked, we are prepared to use deadly force, even against Babylon 5 itself.
Oh, Londo.
John, why aren't you outside playing with the other kids?
They hate me.
Now, John.
It's true.
This is a commercial?
Don't worry, Johnny. We'll take care of it from here.
Mom, look, a psychop.
That's right, Johnny.
Oh my God.
The problem isn't that other kids don't like you. It's that they don't understand you. But we do.
This is insanity.
Take him down to the Psy-Core testing center first thing tomorrow.
How do I find one?
We're everywhere. For your convenience.
We're everywhere.
And if he qualifies, we'll give him an education, a job, a purpose.
And you'll never see him again.
For more on a Psy-Core center near you. This message has been brought to you by the Ministry for Public Information.
What's the
and your
number?
local Psy-Core recruitment office.
What was that? Did you guys see that? Shit. Something flashed up. I don't know if it was supposed to be like the phone number or something like that, but it was very, very, very fast.
Ambassador Jakar, do you have anything to say?
Only that this should prove once and for all that the Centauri are a menace to more than just our world.
Yeah.
Certainly the events on Babylon 5, which took place during your recent visit, are emblematic of what many of us in Earthdome have been worried about for some time.
Mm-hmm.
As we risk being drawn into a conflict that has nothing to do with us or Earth interests.
Mm-hmm. Earth interests playing right into their hands.
I'm only glad you made it out alive, Cynthia. We need all the good reporters we can get.
Oh, boy.
My government has rejected your demand that we release your ships. We will not consider any demand.
Ooh.
Any hostile action taken by you against ships entering or leaving this station will be considered an attack on Babylon 5 itself, and we will respond accordingly. If they send back a reply, don't acknowledge it.
Aye, Captain.
We'll let them sweat for a while.
I'm sweating.
The last thing the Centauri want is a war on two fronts.
Docking Bay 9 just linked in. The transport's ready to go.
Bring her up, activate autopilot. We'll run the transport from here, make sure no one gets hurt.
Well, yeah.
You realize if they do attack the transport, they'll turn right around and fire on us next, figuring we'll have to retaliate.
Yeah, well.
I know.
I don't know what I'd do in this situation. I act like I would. I have no idea.
If you see their weapons targeting us, open fire.
Jesus. Jesus.
Any reply from the cruiser?
Negative, sir. No response.
Their weapon system is still armed. I don't like this.
Why are you flying so close to it? Let's not go kissing each other's asses quite yet. That was one ship.
Captain, any thoughts on the...
Second jump point forming in Sector 10.
Oh, Jesus. It's... Here comes a Narn cruiser. Son of a bitch.
Do not interfere. We have the situation under control.
They're attacking.
Cruiser powering up weapon systems.
Yeah, they're going. They're.
Listen to me. We do not need...
Guys, what are we gonna do here?
Get me that cruiser, and I don't care how you do it.
You got to get them both to stand. Oh my God.
Close blast doors now!
Holy shit. Good call, Susan. Johnny on the spot there. Holy shit, that was close.
Destroyed the Centauri cruiser. They're trying to open a jump point.
Can they make it?
I don't think so. They're hit bad.
They're gonna blow up. They're gonna try to jump anyway and blow up. Wow. Okay. Complete and utter cluster.
But there can be no question that it is a flashpoint that can only grow hotter as time passes. And yet growth only comes through pain and struggle.
It's like impossible to argue against it.
After the crisis was over, the debris cleared.
Very unique episode.
One question. Given the danger, at the end of the day, as Mr. Garibaldi said,
should there be a Babylon 5?
Absolutely. Sure, when things get tense out here, we have to be careful.
Misunderstandings aside, yes, I definitely think it's worth it.
The Centauri are playing this really well.
I don't know anymore. I used to think so, but now...
Jakar's losing the war of words here.
For the simple reason that no one else would ever build a place like this. Humans share one unique quality. They build communities. Or any other race built a station like this, it would be used only by their own people.
Good answer, Delin.
It is a great gift. And a terrible responsibility. One that cannot be abandoned.
Yeah.
Well...
Oh, okay.
I guess we'll just have to see, won't we?
Yeah, you're a politician. You're not going to make a definitive statement, are you? That could be used against me.
The job of Babylon 5 is not to enforce the peace.
It's to be a symbol.
And this place was built on the assumption that we could work out our problems and build a better future.
Yeah. Look up.
Lift their eyes back to the horizon and see the line of ancestors behind us saying, "Make my life have meaning." We are in the process of building the future. That's what Babylon 5 is all about. Only by making people understand that can we hope to create a better world for ourselves.
Nice job, John. That was the most Jeff-like I think I've ever heard John before. Wow, really, really interesting episode. Incredibly well done, just aesthetically. We'll talk about it. All right, everybody, we just finished watching Babylon 5, Season 2, Episode 15, and now for a word. And the only thing left to do is talk about it. All right, everybody, we just finished watching, and now for a word, the 15th episode of the second season of Babylon 5. Incredibly unique episode. I like the kind of documentarian style as far as, like, you know, we got different kind of camera angles, different approaches, a recognition of the camera, you know, instead of it being like a fourth wall break or anything like that. You know, having the camera and de facto sort of us as the audience be an additional character kind of introduced into this episode. We were, you know, acknowledged. We were talked into. We were, you know, recognized as being a part of the scenery. So I thought that was very interesting and very, very well done. I think that, what's her name? Who was the Cynthia Torkman? She was fantastic. I mean, sure, she was, you know, it seemed like a talking head and all that stuff, but that was exactly what she was supposed to seem like. She did it very, very well. And a couple of those takes were very long, you know, and I thought it was exceptionally well done, and it maintained a really good kind of energy throughout those longer takes. And that's a testament to the actor. Really, really good stuff, and really good kind of like definitive delivery for, you know, what she had to do, which was a lot of information flavored in particular ways to kind of give us hints about each culture's like sort of like standing right now. I mean, that's the way I was looking at her, because, I mean, she's obviously, this is a piece that she can edit any way she wants, and if what we saw was actually her final cut, like supposedly, it was impartial to a point, you know, obviously playing up on the humanity's involvement in the Narn Centauri War was the entire kind of like, you know, Babylon 5. This is what the result is, you know, what are the pros for it, here are the cons. And I thought it was kind of interesting to rely on the actual inhabitants for like the pro points. And it was interesting too that they left us with those points, with the exception of Jakar's kind of ambivalence. Like, I used to, but I don't think so anymore. Everybody else was positive. And so, you know, normally whenever you're giving off an opinion piece, which this is definitely something that could have been, because she was flavoring certain opinions and attitudes of her audience and delivering those to the person she was interviewing. I'm thinking of Delin in particular. You know, so that in of itself kind of shaded it away from like a kind of a straight news piece to something that obviously had intent behind it, which is fine though, because she balanced it enough. It wasn't like a smear job, which is what I thought we were in for at the beginning of the episode. But the delivery that they had with all of this, it was interesting. And the way that I kind of, when I realized it wasn't a pure smear campaign is the point I'm trying to get to, I took it for an opinion piece basically on the majority of what Earthlings or, Terrans or Earthers would have felt about the specific races. There were questions that were presented, Londo winning the war of words between he and Jakar. Jakar isn't, obviously Jakar is very intelligent, but he is very spun up. And when they talk about 6 of the last 7 battles went the Centauri way, that's obviously right. Jakar realizes they're in a very, very terrible situation that isn't getting any better, and he can't get any help from anyone. So his kind of exhaustive, exasperation with everything is completely understood, and that's why he came off poorly. He doesn't have the winning hand at the poker table, and he knows it, and everybody else does too. And so, his delivery and everything is subdued, and at the very times it's realistic in that it's negative, but it's not going to play well for the audience. Anybody that looks at this is going to be like, oh, well, the Narns certainly don't want peace, but the Centauri, they're very nice, because Londo's sitting there delivering everything in the way that it needs to be done, with measured, metered speech, with, overtures of peace and how much he loves the Earthlings and everything. And of course, that's playing right into the audience's hands. Ergo, the war of words is being pretty substantially won by Londo. Now, everybody, the commercial that was infixed into this one, which I thought was very interesting, for the promotion of Psycor. And, basically, hey, if you know of anybody that's a telepath, you're not telling on them, you're helping them. That type of shit. By the way, the subliminal spot, and I'll put a picture up, hopefully if I can, here somewhere, of a screenshot of the actual thing. It says, the Psycor is your friend. Trust the core. It's a subliminal message, everybody. Jesus, Psycor. I mean, could you be any more overt? I mean, it's just insanity that, this group is, they're doubling down. They're just, at this point, I think that they must have such a foothold in the government that they can put shit like this out that, is absolutely something that, is not going to be called to carpet. Senator Hidoshi is gone now. That's a small little thing that was sent out there, but he was definitely, for his lack of, he moved very glacially in the halls of government, but at the same time, he was a pro-Babylon 5 political figure. And he and Jeff, had a lot of exchanges, and he helped Jeff out a lot, but he's gone now. And I'm not sure if we're supposed to be led to believe that Senator Hidoshi is gone and Quantrell is in his place now. I'm not sure if it was the same district or same representative area or anything like that, but, kind of mentioning Hidoshi and then going to Quantrell kind of makes it seem like maybe Babylon 5's under his jurisdiction or voter base. It's just an absolute ton of information that came out here, and I'm trying to, this was a great way, like I said, and this is me circling back around to my original point. This newscast really had an interesting way of presenting current perspective, with the Narns being sort of kind of vilified here in these opening kind of salvo of what we're looking at with, propaganda and political, as far as the news is coming out, everything seems to definitely lean towards a pro-Centauri bent. However, with again, with Earth being involved here and with Clark being so pro-Earth, I'm not sure how any of that's going to play. You know what I mean? Because it's like if the pro-Earth sentiment is really going to take hold, you don't want there to be a pro-Narn or pro-Centauri type of feeling generated on Earth. You want an anti-Narn, anti-Centauri, anti-Vorlon, anti-Minbari sentiment to be promoted. That will, obviously strengthen your own political position, and any type of legislation you want to pass through, or any type of governmental movement you want to put through, is greatly enhanced if you have the court of public opinion on your side. So it was interesting. Kosh was delivered as this kind of aloof person that didn't want to talk to anybody and was rude crude at the very least, especially if you don't know the Vorlon, you know. And then again, what we said about Jakar certainly not winning that war of words with Londo, and Delenn, her entire identity being called into question as sort of a mockery of humanity. You know, what the people that the Minbari killed, you know, all the people that we lost, 250,000, you know, what do you think they think of this? Do they think that, you know, you're wearing, you're making fun of us, you know, you're inside, but it's a derogatory representation of Earth, or at the very least, you know, are we trying to be assimilated? And it's fear mongering there, especially in that piece, really, really hardcore fear mongering. The one thing I didn't like about that either is, I mean, Delenn is one of our tougher negotiators. She's one of our tougher characters, period. She has a strength of soul that doesn't speak of like a brittle nature or something that would bring her down, or, you know, self-identity right now, she has questions over it, obviously, since her transformation, but she's still her. She's still Delenn. She's going to be able to stand up to this. This is her arena, you know, debate, the ability to, you know, remain impartial. I didn't like her getting emotional towards the end there. Not that the showing of emotion weakens a character by any stretch of the imagination, not in my eyes anyway. It just made it look like she was unprepared for what she had to have known was a question that was coming, her appearance. And somebody as trained in ambassadorial kind of skill set as Delenn, she should have had 10 answers ready for that one, like dependent upon the tone of the interview. And that's the one thing that kind of, it's not so much, you know, that she showed emotion, it was that she was delivered as unprepared, and that's just not Delenn. That was my one complaint with what was basically an awesome episode, you know, incredibly informative, unique delivery, and again, you know, just kind of really presses the weight of there's more going on outside of Babylon 5 that we are unaware of, and having an episode like this brings it up in our awareness, but certainly doesn't define it. I'll end with this. I think that the story that Franklin told at the very top of the episode about his friend being like inadvertently sucked out into the vacuum and dying because of exposure and whatnot, and, you know, we're in a tin can surrounded by vacuum, you know, all of that kind of hints towards not only Babylon 5's situation, but in many ways, sort of a juxtaposition for humanity's civilization too, that, you know, where we are out there in Babylon 5, it's not necessarily, you know, we might have the place, we might own and possess Babylon 5 as far as it was created by us, but we are on our own. And I think that sort of, you know, mixing the actual physical nature of Babylon 5 and the all alone in the night sort of mentality that we have might have been what they were going for with this broadcast. Like, humanity, we are on our own. And friends, I'm sure that's exactly what President Clark and the Psi Corps want us to know. Or I think, or oh, no, of course not. Psi Corps is the best. The Psi Corps is your friend. Trust the Corps. Friends, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel, and it allows me to alert you next time it's time for some Babylon 5. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or with its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. Again, if you're not a fan of Patreon, YouTube memberships will get all of our episodes at least a day early. Oh, but that was then and this is now, and unfortunately, it's time to say goodbye from Babylon 5. So where should we say goodbye from? Well, friends, we were introduced and reintroduced to many people across the station, you know, all the way from down at the docks to the halls of the ambassadorial council chambers and everywhere in between. And so, friends, because we work on Babylon 5, that's our job. We don't have as much camera time as I would like, but we're there. We're always there. Friends, we are sitting down and we are watching the report as it comes over from ISN, the very story that we just watched in this episode. And my question to you all is, what is the sentiment on Babylon 5 after this story comes out? Good, better, or indifferent? I leave it up to you. Friends, until we can see our story continue, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.